Okay, so we're going to find the inverse of the function, and they don't talk about it in the book about the domain and range, but I wanted to talk about it so it doesn't throw you. But first we're going to find the inverse. I just put this here to remind me. Talk about domain and range. Okay, so the first thing we do is we replace f of x with y. So y equals 2 over x minus 3 plus 4. All right, then we switch the x and y. X equals 2 over y minus 3 plus 4. Now we have to solve for y. So this is a step 1, step 2. Now we're on step 3. That's going to take us a little bit of work. Okay, so first I'm going to add the 4 over, or subtract the 4 over. X minus 4 equals 2 over y minus 3. Yeah, well, okay, I can do that. So I want to multiply both sides by y minus 3. Let me write that. So now I'm going to have, this is kind of weird the way I'm writing it, but it'll probably make a little more sense than what they have in the book. Okay, so those cancel out, and so you get that. Now, I'm not going to multiply it out. I'm going to divide both sides by x minus 4. So then that gives me y minus 3 equals 2 over x minus 4. And then I just have to add that 3 over. So y equals 2 over x minus 4 plus 3. So that looks very similar to kind of the original function that we had. But we'll put in the inverse notation. F inverse of x is equal to 2 over x minus 4 plus 3. Now, while we're here, let's talk about the domain here. The domain would be, this is for the inverse, so you can put a little subscript there to say it's for the inverse. The domain is going to be all real numbers, except you can't have 4, so because we're not going to let you divide by 0. So from negative infinity to 4, union 4 to infinity, right? So you get everything but 4. Okay, now remember, that's the domain for the inverse. I'm going to have to scroll back and forth here. Okay, now let's go back up here and talk about the domain of f. The domain of f is all real numbers except 3 for the same reasoning. So you have negative infinity to 3 union 3 to infinity. Now what's the range of f? Well, the range of f is the domain of the inverse, which we did, I have to scroll down, but it was negative infinity to 4 union 4 to infinity. And then you can figure out the range for the inverse because it's going to be the domain of f. So the range, oops, I wanted to switch to the other color. The range of f inverse is going to be the domain from the function, which was negative infinity to 3 union 3 to infinity. So remember, the domain of the function is the range of the inverse, and the range of the function is the domain of the inverse. There, I said it.